Now, today on the journey, I have a special guest, Alicia with Security. She is our security expert. Thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
And today we're talking about how to keep our passwords safe and what is a password manager. But let's start with how to keep our passwords safe, because I'm probably rocking not the most secure password right now.
Well, I would say that like CLU are the things to remember. So complex, long, and unique. Complex meaning a mix of characters, so uppercase, lowercase, some symbols, some numbers. Long, so the longer the better. It just adds more permutation the more characters that you add. And then unique. So try not to reuse passwords. I know pretty much all of us are guilty of it. If you're gonna do that, keep it for the accounts that you really don't need. The throwaway accounts for some social media website you're never gonna use that much. That's a really good way to do it. Keeping tiers of passwords, but just making sure that you get them as unique, complex, and long as you can.
That makes perfect sense, and it was super important that you said don't use the same password for every single account, because if, lo and behold, a hacker gets a hold of one, that means they have access to everything, your bank, social media, any sites you've accessed.
Totally, and there's some really great tools like Have I Been Pwned? It's a website where you can put in your email address and find out if your email address has ever been involved in a data breach. If it has, and you use the same password all the time for everything, that means all of your other accounts are pwned.
All right, what are some other concerns that we should really think about with our passwords?
Well, I mean, some people will default to a strategy like, okay, well, I'm just gonna use like my dog's name and I'll replace some of the letters with numbers. Like, okay, first of all, if a hacker's really trying to go after you, they're gonna do some research and find out some things about you. So birthdays, password, dogs' names, like.
Yeah, I definitely saw that on Mr. Robot. That was the first thing that he did to try to find passwords. Did research on that person, and the passwords were usually related to that. I know it's a TV show, but it's a lot more real than you think.
Yeah, actually at Security, all of the people who work there just love that show because they put a lot of effort into like making sure that it's accurate. But another consideration that you should think about is not sharing your passwords. Like you never really know. You don't want them written down on notepads or something like that. You don't really know how safe they are that way.
Right.
If you're sharing them with somebody, there's more secure ways of doing it. There's tools like Quick Forget that'll allow you to, put a little secret online and share a link with somebody that expires after it's been viewed. So sharing passwords via chat and stuff like that for different things are not a good idea, or emailing passwords, really not safe.
It's super not safe. I've ran into lots and lots of situations working at GoDaddy, talking to the small business owner that gave their password to their employee. After a while, that employee was no longer an employee, and they had all their information, and it was not pretty what they did.
Totally. That's why it's also important, as we mentioned in like our, some of our previous videos, like the network security tips for small businesses up there, that you want to make sure that you're documenting this stuff. If you're going to share a password to somebody or you have access for somebody, when they leave your organization, you want to make sure that you're changing those passwords.
So something that I have on my phone is Google Factor Authentication, but tell the audience about 2FA.
So two-factor authentication, or multi-factor authentication if it's more than two, is just another step after your password. So you've typed in your password, and for most people, they'll go to their mobile phone and open an app like Google Authenticator, and it'll have a list of time-based codes for each of your accounts. Those expire after like 30 or 60 seconds. So you've typed in your password and you only have so long to enter that 2FA code. It's usually a 6 digits or something like that.
Makes sense.
But that would mean that a hacker would not only have to have your password, but they also have to have your mobile phone with the app installed in order to break into your account. So by all means, if there's 2FA available on your account, please turn it on. It's one of the best things you can do to secure your accounts.
Now, with passwords, I have so many sites that I log into. Sometimes I forget. Google doesn't always save it for me, and it's just a battle. Is there something that I can use and the audience can use to help us out?
Yeah, well, first of all, stop using Google to save passwords because Google saves them in plain text, and use a password manager. These applications are designed just to store and protect your passwords.
Okay.
So what you do is you set up a super crazy master password. This is like your one password to rule them all. And so essentially once you log into the password manager, it'll start storing the passwords as you log into sites and offering to save them. The next time you come back to that site, it'll autofill it for you.
Okay,
so you can get it for your phone, you can get it for all your browsers. You just have to log into that password manager application, and then from there on, it takes care of it for you, and it'll even generate passwords for you, so you can have long, crazy, completely scrambled passwords. Most of my passwords are 20 characters, just for reference.
Security expert.
Goes to like 64 on the password generator. So that's a really great way to make sure you absolutely have unique passwords for everything. LastPass, the one I use, even has a security test that will go through all of your saved passwords and let you know which ones are not unique and how you can make them a little more strong.
Now, can you give us a little demo of the audience at home of how to use that password manager?
For sure, let's do it.
Cool. All right, so we're here. You're gonna give us that demo of a password manager, right?
Totally, yeah. And there's a lot of different password managers out there, so you can look and see what's right for yourself. I know a lot of the people at Sakura use KeyPass.
Okay.
It's not online. You can use a USB stick, like a YubiKey, in order to log into it. Yeah, so you have to have that with you. I use LastPass personally. It makes it really easy for me to share passwords with my team and that kind of thing. It is available on Windows, Mac, Linux, and mobile, so you can take it with you everywhere, which is awesome. So first, to start off, you need to make an account. So I've just used just quick 10-minute mail, fake email address right now for the purposes of this video. And let's make a master password. So this one has to be a really good password. So complex, long, and unique.
That's CLU.
Perfect. So I like to think of one that's a little bit easy. In fact, the advice that LastPass gives is to tell a story that's unique to you. So I'm Canadian. So what's the most Canadian thing you can think of?
So 2 things come to mind: maple syrup and Justin Bieber.
All right, okay, I can work with that. So let's type the word maple, right? But like, that's a dictionary word. It's easy to actually hack that because brute force programs will actually go through and just combine a bunch of different words together and try to replace stuff and that kind of thing. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, so we'll just change the A to an @ symbol, change the E to a 3, and then we'll do Bieber. And maybe we'll add like a hashtag or something like that. Okay, so we've got at least 12 characters, and now we need to make sure that we can type it in again. My favorite thing to do here is to write it down briefly and then just practice typing it in a bunch, and you'll eventually get muscle memory and be able to type a super long password in no time.
Pretty easy.
So we'll just maybe make a note here, pancakes for cakes and pop music. All right, cool. So now we can unlock the vault.
It's a new band name.
And now that we're logged in, we can go ahead and just get into LastPass in the browser. So because I've downloaded it here to Firefox, all I need to do is log in, which LastPass has already done for me here.
Sweet.
And now I'm creating an account on another website. So instead of having to create a password right now, and as you can see, GoDaddy's got their little strong password like meter there.
Sure.
So I can click generate a password right from LastPass. And I can even change the options to make the password longer. I can make sure that
that's a winner right there.
Yeah, it's got, yeah, obviously that one is not gonna get hacked, right?
Right.
Super difficult. They even have options to make it easy to say or easy to read, although honestly, once you get to 26 characters, I think
nothing's easy to read.
So yeah, so I'll just go ahead and fill that password. It's gonna offer to save it right away. So I just go ahead and add it.
That's awesome.
And now I'm good to go. I create my account. And the next time that I go ahead and log back into GoDaddy, so I'll log out right now and go to log in. And when I go to log in, because I'm still logged into LastPass, it's just gonna go ahead and let me know that there's a matching username and password. And boom, I can log in. So I never had to remember my password. It's way stronger than I would be able to make it on my own.
Wow, so that was super easy. Thank you so much for sharing how to use a password manager with us.
My pleasure.
So that's all we have for you today. Go ahead and smash that like button if you like this video. Add a comment below on what password manager you're going to use. And while you're here, subscribe to our channel, ring that bell so you get these videos first. This is The Journey. We'll see you next time.